Welcome to Naval Action, ladies and gentlemen, and we are today fighting an open world battle between my trusty Rattlesnake and a Niagara French that I've just caught off the Kingston. So basically it was sailing away, so I caught up to it and decided to engage. Now both the two ships, some would say have the similar battle rating. Rattlesnake has a battle rating of 60, while Niagara has a battle rating of 90. So that means this should be an interesting fight. Abraham Fiallos is the captain of choice here, and it's an NPC, not a player. But that doesn't mean that we cannot enjoy a good fight now, can we? It's been a while since I actually faced against Niagara. It's actually a beast of a ship, and if you think of it, especially if it's armed with carronades, it can carry very, very high caliber carros, and if unleashed properly, it can be very deadly. Now, speaking of unleashing stuff, I'm training my notoriously well-known missing. As you can see, this was a prime-time example of yours truly trying to miss every single cannonball that he could. Yes, I'm that pathetic. But what can you do? Now, turning to starboard, I'm thinking that when it comes to Niagara is not the best turner, so actually Rattlesnake is a better turner than the Niagara, and I think I've just shot the screenshot for the episode. Hello, and definitely it will be something like that. So yes, I was saying Rattlesnake is a better turner, and which would suit my playstyle because I have carronades, which means I should be going very close contact with the Niagara over there. And look at that, he's actually doing the battle sails. Really interesting. Now, he clearly has the wind advantage, and he's pressing it. Now, if I really want to fight him, let's fire a broadside here. At least you get some shots in. No? None? Really? Okay, and now I was thinking to turn towards him, but actually it's not a good idea. I have the speed, which means I should be turning hard to larboard, I guess, and then turn away from him and try to maintain speed. So yeah, hard to larboard. So while he's firing, I actually managed to keep a very low profile, which caused him mostly to miss. Now from this range, the only thing that I can do is annoy him, but nothing more serious. So I need to actually get in up close and personal, because my carronades can wreak havoc only from up close. And as you probably saw in the last week's episode, my Trincomalee also has carronades, which I think for the ship of that size, and I mean, given it's a Gillet, that's a fine choice, but it limits my engagements to basically very up close and personal brawling. Well, sometimes I'd like just prefer to, you know, have a good artillery platform. So convergence 100 meters, definitely not that. So how about parallel? Yes. I'm actually tempted not to fire off my cannons because I cannot turn towards him, so might as well turn away from him. I mean, there was no point in firing off my carronades because from this range I would do no damage. Remember, carronades are like shotgun. Deadly from up close and personal, but weak or next to nothing from a very long range. So, oh, this is a beautiful shot as well. Okay, so hard to starboard, and let's see if we can catch him with a bit closer engagement. Seems like we'll have the opportunity. Okay, we can do passing broadside. We'll render him a passing 9-ball salute. Hoist the ensign. Fire. Let's show this frog how it's done. Okay. 5 to the hull, 6 to the crew. I would say that's probably 200% better than my average score so far. So, yeah. Oh, and we managed to hit his rudder. Nice. You all have your orders. Indeed you have, fine sir. Now, I'm thinking actually hard to larboard and repeat, rinse, repeat, engage again. The problem is that we're actually quite close to the land, so that's something that we need to consider. He's not concerned with the fact that he's basically not doing anything from this range. So clearly AI has some room for improvement. I think it would be wiser of him to actually save the cannonballs, obviously, but save the ammunition for a bit more up close and personal engagement. Okay, we're getting ready for another pass, and that's what the battle with the Niagara is, jousting. So, okay, I plan to cut him off a little bit, try to go as close, sail as close to the wind as I can. He's gonna fire them off, and I'm hoping that he will turn towards me, present me with better target. And also Niagara is actually quite hard to hit because it sits so low in the water. And fire. Okay, 2 to the hull, 1 to the rudder. So his rudder is essentially shiver me timbers, but the rest should be fine. So, hard to starboard and rinse, repeat. Oh, I do see a ship on the horizon. Oh, and it's shiver me timbers, exactly. So a special shout out to the user Shiver Me Timbers who actually decided to join and help me out a little bit. It's great actually playing that you have some friends who can just jump in and assist. Now, I didn't call him, but he is most welcome to actually come and give this, give the Abraham Philos a shellacking that he will not forget. So I decided to greet him. You handling him okay, Grumf? Yeah, I'm handling him okay. So Abraham Fialos, his rudder is now yellow. Oh, okay, getting ready and fire. See, that's how I do it. Out of 9 cannons, 2 hit. You would think statistically I should hit him by now. So basically, and you know, you have to take into account that this was actually my second naval battle. That the one with Trincomalee was actually done after this, but it's only now that I had a chance to do a voiceover on this. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's basically me trying to justify my piss poor gunnery at this point, but he's not going for it. So, now Abraham, yeah. So, hard to starboard, and it's about time that we use this beautiful dawn to actually send Abraham Fialon to Mr. Davy Jones. Turning, and here I could use the upwind turn because he was so far out that it would do nothing, and I didn't want to go even closer to land. Now we're once again sailing, and I'm hoping to pass close to him and unleash holy hell the moment we get close. As you can see, my starboard side has received some damage, but we are a long way away from having some serious damage, so we are still at the phase of getting to know each other and exchanging pleasantries, and by pleasantries I mean cannonballs. Okay, she is fast, so he's reducing his sail, he's getting ready to fire. And fire. Alright, now that was, I would say that went rather well. And this is where Shiver Me Timbers actually started to help me out quite a great deal, actually. Yeah, I basically think I'm aim like a granny without the glasses. That still holds today. So, yeah, I know that there are his on battle sails, but I actually preferred sailing full sails that give me a sense of speed, although that requires a lot more men to man the masts. Mangrove Cay captured by United States. Good for the United States. Alright. I'm actually trying to continue talking while I'm trying to identify the ship Shiver Me Timbers is sailing. So, do you guys know what ship it is? Is this Aragorn or... yeah. Alright. Oh, so now we're coming up close. Ready the cannons, men. Oh, this is gonna be a beauty. Getting ready, aim, fire! Now that's what I'm talking about. 9 to the hull from direct proximity. That's the way you're supposed to fight. Yeah. Like I said, I do like speed. I must say, it's a beautiful ship. Alright, now Shiver Me Timbers is going for a hard to larboard, and I'm actually thinking I'm gonna go on the opposite side, maybe. Nah, let's just follow in the battle line. Yeah, and this basically I decided to inform him, you lead the battle line, I will follow. And then I remembered that I have carronades, so basically I don't know if there's a point for me to keep on distance. I should keep on brawling. And I thought that I could actually sandwich him, but I couldn't, and... fire. Now talk about... oh, prepare for boarding. That old trick. No, sorry, you won't, honey. Boarding interrupted. There you go. Boarding was interrupted. Sorry. No can do, buddy. I'm not up for that old joke. Now... I actually fell for that joke, even by AI, quite more times than I would like to admit. So yeah, hard to larboard, and let's try to fill her up. The funny part is that I'm not seeing any efforts on the side of AI to actually get out of this predicament that he got himself into. However, I'm trying to get to a correct angle so that I can actually flip and basically tack into the wind. Come on. Hard to There we go. And let's go against the wind. Quick turn. So, a word of, or a tip. If you need to do a tighter turn and you don't want to basically go the long way around, then you should be turning into the wind. However, if you value speed, then you should be turning more downwind. So just a rule of thumb. So for example, if you're very up close, then you want to be turning downwind because your speed will be sort of your shield against the enemy. However, while if you go into the wind, you will stall. You will end up in irons, which is basically meaning that the wind is basically blowing straight at you, and that it will take you a long while, so you'll be stalled, which is basically another word for the sitting duck. Okay, Abraham, let's see, what do we have? Oh, he's lining up, that's so sweet. I still want to hit you on your starboard side, so nope, no raking, no funny business. Okay, ready to depower the sails and fire. Now that's what I call 8 to the hull, 5 to the crew. Beautiful. Abraham, so okay, half of his starboard side armor is gone. Hard to larboard, and let's do the shellacking with our larboard side. You know, you would be surprised, the naval action range plays a huge role. From quite far away, basically, I mean, some of your smaller caliber cannonballs won't be able to even pierce, you know, the planking of the enemy ship. However, when you're up close and personal, then is when the magic happens. Let's see if we can fire off our bow chasers. Ah, Shiver Me Timbers is going for the mast sniping. I've just noticed that. Although he, to be fair, he did warn about it, so. Alright, coming very close and getting ready to unload. 3, 2, 1, fire. And as you can see, I was able to miss every single shot. Now, ain't that a success? No. Despite how humiliated I may feel, actually I'm not gonna call a surrender just yet. Alright, let's turn hard to starboard. Alright, getting ready for another pass. And as you can clearly see, I'm focusing her larboard side, I believe. No, sorry, starboard side. Come on. Okay, coming up close. I don't want to be at an angle to this guy. I really want to fire him straight broadside to broadside. He chooses to fire a warning shot first, and this will hurt. Well, good for me, he didn't have carronades. Okay, hard to larboard. Yeah, you can talk all you want. I am just thinking to go hard on the larboard, and while at the same time not running into my ally. Port Louis captured by France. So the frogs are out, so I'm even more happy that to be shellacking Mr. Abraham Fialos. Right. Now, at this range, can I actually do any damage? I don't think so. Might be worth a shot, though. Nah. Let's see, can we secure a shot from here? We can and we will. 2 to the hull, 1 to the crew. Good enough. Now turning once again against the wind. But this time the the French cannoneers will be aiming at our boat. Alright. Abraham Fialos, time to face the music, man. I'm sorry for these prolonged fights, but guys, I've honestly been trying to just play with the ships that I have, and I don't nearly have the time to grind all the ships, so I play with what I have. If somebody is, you know, from you viewers or the community is willing to, you know, send or donate me a ship, I'd be happy to take it, but for the time being I have to record with what I have. And that's basically this guy, Trinco, and I think one Belpool, although I'm not sure. Alright, and getting ready, and fire. There you go. Now, that being said, let's see what else we can do here. I've also noticed that some of you actually like the classical music in the background, so I'm actually this episode trying to talk a little bit less so that you can actually enjoy some of the wonderful classical music in the background. I don't think that the soundtrack will much differ from the previous video, but you never know. So, Abraham Fialos. Yes, fire. Hard to pour, or sorry, starboard. I'm still waiting for a good angle. Coming even closer. Yeah, you're waiting for it. You're expecting me. Fire. Alright, now he is in actually pretty bad shape. I mean, armor wise, when you look at his starboard armor, we're doing okay. So I'm just waiting for my cannons to reload to see if we can, you know, give him another broadside. He did pull away a little bit. Alright, now he's just getting slightly annoying. Okay, we're closing up, and the idea is to basically unleash holy hell from my carronades. Alright, ready, aim. Come on, stabilize, damn you. And fire. See, 9 to the hull. Now, ideal case would be battle sails, reduce speed, and then let him pass over, turn left and rake. although I'm a little bit worried because this was only my second video, so I'm not 100% sure if I was aware of that was even a possibility. One thing I have to give it to him, he is resilient and relentless now. Okay, now let's talk business. Okay, let it settle and fire. There you go, 7 to the hull, 1 to the cannon and some to the crew. So I'm just continuing neck and neck with him until we actually send him to Mr. Davy Jones, which should not be too far out by now. Alright. We're still close, I'm waiting for that reload. Where's that darn reload when you need him? Fire. There we go. 6 to the hull, 2 to the cannon. Wonderful. And if you look at his armor, he's almost a goner. Or sorry, not armor, structure. He's almost a goner. I don't think he will be going anywhere anytime soon. So I figured might as well, you know, hit him hard and then be done with it. So I'm reloading. Soon enough the reload should be done and I should be able to hit him again. Oh no, not on that side. What, did wind change now direction? Yeah, I mean this guy in Niagara seems pretty resilient. I'll have to give him that. Okay, another broadside. Let's just now make sure that we turn hard to port, or sorry, larboard. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm gonna go to the straight to starboard. Yeah, so I'm now suggesting to Shiver Me Timbers over there that it's time to actually send this glorious frigate, which was what? To send it off to Mr. Davy Jones's locker. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have one like it. Hard to starboard and get ready to fire. Oh, look at that. Shiver Me Timbers apparently managed to take down one mast. Yeah, that should be put a significant dent into there. Oh, and the second mast comes down. Okay, now let me see. Instead of classical music, I think I'm gonna resort to something more practical and telling. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 all the masts are gone. So now pretty much it's a rowboat. So I just come close and fire up a volley and that should cover everything else. So coming closer and let's do this. Okay, down with the carronades, down, not that high up. Okay, 8 to the hull, 1 to the cannon, 4 to the crew. Oh yeah, my sails are still powered. And this is basically where my fleet mate, Shiver Me Timbers, decided to leave. Which means that we have to go and actually finish the actual job. However, given that she has no sails, she can't go anywhere, so it's always a good chance to just come and loot her. So I don't think I will be taking up the cargo. He's trying to still fire on me. I admire his spirit though. Now we have very little of his structure to go through, and as soon as we shoot through that, he is a goner. Alright, going for the final pass and hopefully going for the kill. And once again we're fighting the wind on this. And even if I turn by a few degrees to more to the, I think, west or to the south, it won't work. Alright, coming closer, ever so closer. And I think from this distance, even just a hit will register quite nicely. As long as I manage to depower the sails and stabilize the platform, that is. Fire. And he is firing. Time to return the favor. 4 to the hull, 1 to the cannon, 3 to the crew. Now those are actually more my numbers. I think he is a gunner, so... Yes, this mission I had an assistance, and a big shout out once again to my fleetmate. And I think he will sink. I mean, it's a mathematical certainty. However, it's doing it way too slow, so I thought that another batch of, or another volley of, a broadside would do the trick. It doesn't even matter at what range it hits, so it just matters that it hits. There we go, come on, hard to larboard. And actually guys, I think given that this fight is more or less over, I think it would be time to wrap it up for today's episode. So, as always, like if you like the episode, hit subscribe, and I shall see you in the next fight. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off. And yes, after this engagement he actually sank. So, thanks and bye.